Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. Hello, everybody. Celebrating 10 years of award-winning car talk, this is the In Wheel Time car show, your weekly go-to all things automotive place. Along with Mike Out of This World Mars, King Konrad DeLong, Jeff Zekin in the corner, Don Armstrong here, so glad that you could join us on this Saturday show. Weather is beautiful down here in the south part of the United States called Houston, Texas, and we are glad that you could join us today. Everybody's in a really good mood. Right now, we are going to shift our attention to a fellow by the name of Rob Hester, and he is part... Rob, you're sideways. Did you realize that?
Can you rotate your camera for us,
I think he's
Rob?
on landscape, but yeah, there you go. There you are.
Dun, dun.
You're looking good now, Rob. Woo-hoo. Yeah. So anyway, thanks so much. Rob is with Flat Out Auto.
Can I share with you how we got here?
Yes, please do.
A friend of mine does delivery service, and he was out at Houston Intercontinental Airport at I think it was the Turkish Airlines cargo location delivering something, and he sends me pictures of what these guys built in Arkansas that are shipping overseas. So we did that and did a little search and did a little this and that, and I gave the connection to Mars. So we have Rob on the air with us right now.
Well, Rob, it's a real pleasure, and I really appreciate the nice introduction that you sent us as far as all of the stuff that you guys do out there at Flat Out Auto. Where exactly are you in Arkansas, Rob?
We're located in Jonesboro, Arkansas, northeast.
Jonesboro.
Oh, yeah.
Been there.
Yeah. Well, welcome to Houston, Texas, and the world, because we are a worldwide broadcast, and we appreciate you taking the time out of your Saturday to join us. So what Konrad is alluding to is what looks like a K5 Blazer. Now, I'm not exactly sure how you would describe the K5. I don't even know what years the K5 was made. Maybe perhaps that you could fill us in on that, Rob.
Yes, 69 was the first year for the K5 Blazer, and it ran the same body style ran through 72. We ended up on the first one we unveiled at SEMA in 19. We used the 68 C10 grill for a couple reasons. One, we liked the slope back hood. We felt like it blended well with the windshield rake, as well as we wanted to utilize the two-tone grill because we really wanted to accent the vintage look, and that's one of the reasons we used that.
That's
did the
cool.
white top to kind of not to replicate 100%, but to kind of at least pay homage to the original lift-off roof of the original K5s.
Yeah, and this one doesn't have a lift-off roof on it, but the way that you guys have got it painted and the detail that you have gone to with the the door sides on it. I mean, all of the things, and I'm going to let you describe all of the things that you do to it. So what do you do with a base vehicle? What kind of a vehicle is it that you use to make the conversion?
Our conversions are based off a 2015 to 2020 Tahoe. And the ones that you got your buddy saw in Houston at the air cargo, that was one of our first orders. It was a large order. It was for 4 identical 2020 Tahoe, K5 Tahoes, and it was for the royal family in Abu Dhabi. So for us, for a small shop in Arkansas, that was a pretty big ask, and it was also a big honor. I mean, we felt like it was an opportunity for us to showcase what we could do. And we actually went into production at the beginning of 2020, right in time for COVID to hit.
Yeah.
But it slowed us down a little bit, but it allowed us to actually focus on some of the things that we felt like was most important for our conversions. And it's the fact that we want them to be as close to production vehicles as we possibly can. They're built one at a time. They're built by hand. And I'm in the shop here today, so when we get a little bit, I'll actually give you a little tour. We've got a couple in production. One, it's just about finished up in metalwork, and then the other is actually torn all the way down. To kind of show you how far we go all the way down on these things before we bring them back and finish them up.
Well, when reading the bio here on the company and the things that you do, I was thoroughly impressed because, I mean, you guys make your own door skins. And
that's correct.
Yeah, and the front fenders are modified. There's really not too much that's left untouched by y'all's hands up there.
That's correct. We have a great group of guys, super talented. They love what we're doing, and it makes it fun to be able to kind of push the bounds and be able to, when we first started this project, we thought we'd be able to build our own door skins. Probably that was a big ask, but we've been able to do it. We took the time. We wanted to be able to replicate these parts. That's the other thing that we, with our first order being for the royal family and they were going to be delivered on the other side of the earth, having the ability to be able to replicate a part and not have to have the vehicle in-house was a pretty big deal for us. So we built jigs, fixtures to be able to replicate these parts so that if we needed to send a door skin on the other side, to ship it out, we can.
So are the things that immediately catch your eye being the grill and the tailgate of them? I understand the tailgate, I think I read, is carbon fiber?
Yeah, actually, if you want, I can give you. I've got one out here, and
we'd love to see it.
Walk around.
And then on the grill, is that all fabricated by you, or is that GM parts that you put on the front of it?
The only part that we can use without modification is the grill.
That's cool.
Period.
That's cool.
That's
the grill and the front bumper actually are two parts that we can actually replicate and reuse without having to modify. The bumper we have to modify for the parking sensors, but that's one of the things that we did as well. We were very adamant about keeping every single function that come on the Tahoe functional. All safety features, not only that, but everything, even the parking assist, the blind spot, the lane keep assist, the rear cameras, the hands-free hatch, relocating all of those things. That posed a bit of a problem because a lot of those things are hidden behind, those sensors are hidden behind plastic bodywork.
Right.
And we couldn't do that, obviously, because all of our bodywork is steel. So that took a little time to be able to replicate those and relocate those sensors and recalibrate them. But like I said, my guys are awesome here in the shop, and they've been able to do that.
So Rob, let's go take a look. But while we're walking over there, I have to ask you: when I buy one of these conversions from you, does it still maintain the original title with the the late model Tahoe on it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's a brand new. The four that we shipped out only had delivery miles. They had I think 120 miles on them. We bought them, and those were being exported, so we had to buy them, title them, and then sell them as a pre-titled vehicle since they were being exported. But no, some of ours, a couple of these, the one we're looking at here is actually for a Chevy dealer up in New Hampshire. It's going to be his personal vehicle. It was a Premier Edition 2020 Tahoe with 6.2. So
I love you. You even do the side marker lights like it came off of the 70 model as well. That's just down to that infinitesimal detail. Yep. This is visually a 70 model.
On our quarter here, we basically take a bedside. It has to get modified. The wheel opening is much larger on these vehicles, so even the wheel arch is modified to extend that out. We also extend the rear quarters down a little bit to pull them down because that's the difference. These new vehicles are so much taller than the stock vehicles of the old K5s. And we actually, and I'll show you on another vehicle in the back, it's an Denali, where we actually are attaching the rear quarters to it. We bond in a bonding strip, and then we reattach the new skin to that. And it kind of gives you an idea on the rear hatch, the difference between the stock hatch and the new. It's that much wider than the original. And this one, we had just started some body work on the rear quarter. And you see our door skins. And these are our door handles. This is something that, when I say we go above and beyond, this is one of the things that we did. We could have done the simple thing and just retrofitted a reproduction door handle. But what we've done is actually built our own that functions just like the new Tahoe.
But look like the retro.
Old style, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like it's got the push button.
And the button in the center is our passive keyless entry And this is inner workings. We are reusing the stock button from the new Tahoe.
Wow.
How
actually
cool
incorporating
is that?
that.
Well, that takes a lot of craftsmanship, but it also takes people who understand the technology that are in these 2020 model vehicles, because
it was a challenge.
That's
because
hard.
even on the passive keyless entry, the stock Tahoes have an antenna in the door handle that's a proximity sensor that only allows the button to work when you get within 3 feet of it.
Right.
That's another challenge we ran into with steel is we actually had to relocate it, and this one we haven't relocated, but on our vehicles we're relocating those sensors in this pillar here behind the plastic trim. It works just like it does from the factory. But everything as a show, when I open it up, we modify the door structure to meet the new profile, and then we wrap the skin around with a hammer and dolly.
Oh my gosh!
Just like it's put on from the factory.
So the interior door panel, everything fits back.
Yes, sir. And here's one of our skins for the rear hatch. The rear hatch, we mentioned that, it's aluminum. The stock Tahoes are aluminum, the Yukons and Ollie, and they do that for weight savings.
Right.
And the technology in these vehicles is crazy. You change the weight of that hatch a little bit, and it doesn't work right because it does it for safety reasons. So what we found is carbon was almost the exact same weight when we got it bonded on as the aluminum skin, and it allows us to have. And we actually built the mold, built the buck, and had a mold made. And we have a company in Michigan that makes us exclusively for us. We own the rights, we own the molds to replicate these carbon skins that go on the back. We essentially take the stock tailgate skin off and just bond this right on in place.
How cool.
And the camera gets located in the hatch, in the door handle location, along with the hatch release and the glass release.
I want to know how you came up with this concept. You're sitting around with the all the engineers, and you hold my beer, watch this type thing. How did you come up with this?
Well, it was just an idea. A good friend of mine that I'm partners with in our shop, he had the idea of doing this, and we felt like if we were going to try to do it, it is crazy expensive. It's not cheap, with what we do, and we felt like the Tahoe was the best format to do that with. And pickup, it gets really expensive. It gets really hard to justify. But when you got a vehicle you can replace the daily driver with, and you've got new Range Rovers and Escalades that break that 6-figure number on the lot, and they lose half that value in a matter of a month or two, after they're driven, we felt like an SUV was the best format for that.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's one of the reasons we use this.
Absolutely. The ironic thing was when Steve had posted these pictures from out there at the airport, was the same weekend of Lone Star Throwdown. I don't know if you know what that is. It's like
I do. One of our metal fab guys was there. It
would have been great to have driven one of these things through there to show them, because what a stunning looking vehicle they are in person.
Well, yeah, I would.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I'll go ahead and kind of show you around in the back, and then if you guys have any other specifics, we're actually getting ready to go. We're headed out next week to Barrett-Jackson. This is an 84 C10 with 35,000 original miles. Actually, one owner from Killeen,
wow,
Texas.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
right. Our guys in our shop are phenomenal guys, and this is original paint that we actually Trizact and buffed. And
wow.
It's phenomenal what this thing looks like. But we're taking this, and we've got a 67 Corvette Resto mod that we're actually taking to Barrett-Jackson.
I saw that. I also saw your 58 Corvette that you sold at Barrett-Jackson a couple of years ago. Oh, my gosh. The work you guys do is stunning, over and above what you're doing on the Tahoes and such. But I
appreciate that. That's really where we kind of got our start. Our passion was in Corvette Resto mods, and we started building those for years. A good friend of mine, Jamie Jarvis, super talented guy, and we both have the ability to take on more than we probably should, and it kind of sometimes it works out. So
how many orders? How many orders do you have for this K5 that you're building now?
We have 2 more here. We actually have one more order that hasn't got in here. They hadn't shipped the vehicle into us yet. Multiple people. We really didn't start marketing this short of SEMA and Barrett Jackson and Scottsdale last year. We had a booth there. We actually unveiled it out there as well and kind of covered that other segment of the market.
Well, go ahead.
We're not wanting to do a punch. We're thinking, 10 or 15 units a year is probably all we're really looking at, because we still have a lot of other things that we like to do. And we like to do these. We don't want to look at doing massive and multiple, pushing these out the door. We like building relationships with our clients. And by saying that, this 66 fastback here is actually one of the clients, the Yukon Denali that's over there and fixing to get under the knife right now. This was their vehicle. They asked us to do a restoration on it and do the paint. So we feel like that building those relationships is really most important for us. But here's kind of the behind the scenes on what we do and how far we take these vehicles down. Like I said, this is a 2020 Yukon Denali. We essentially take the rear skins off. This is the bonding strip I was referring to earlier.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. The door skins are, we don't butcher these vehicles. We take them apart slowly. We actually take the skins off.
So you roll the edge off the skins, yeah.
And then the profile gets modified to match the new profile of the door skin.
To add that hip in the door skin that factory
correct.
car has, right?
Everything on the front, we just essentially one of the things kind of neat on these is these vehicles, they literally come apart. The front cap comes off, really similar to what we're used to in these old K5s and C10s of the day. Take a few bolts and you can take the entire front cap off. And we essentially replace all that. But we leave the vehicle and we never touch it. The actual is still running and driving the whole time. We never actually touch anything on the running gear at all. And but you can see, from that what we do. I'll show you my door skins. This is kind of the thing that was where we kind of got a little more focused on early on, is we wanted to be able to build a one-piece door skin. The reproduction skins are about 6 inches too short, and they're not long enough down the door skin. So we felt like the only way we would be happy with it is to actually build our own. So we took the time, we figured out how to roll and break the door profile in-house. And then after we had the profile, we had to be able to actually build a buck to be able to roll the lip.
So you can duplicate it.
This is the first time we've ever shown any of this on anything. We've never posted it on social media or anything. So kind of wanted to show you guys kind of a little bit of background. And essentially we had to build this profile of the buck is the exact profile of the door.
Okay.
And then we hand hammer and roll that lip down. And then actually once the modification is made to the door structure, then we can actually roll it around the door structure and it's attached.
Absolutely.
How many hours do you have in one of these?
I really don't want to think about that.
I'm thinking an in-wheel time machine.
Yeah,
K5 in-wheel time machine.
The funny thing is, it's the hours to build, but when you look at the hours it took them to design and to build these bucks and stuff, that just multiplies it by what you.
And one other little tiny thing, the little dimple in the door. That doesn't happen very easily. This is essentially how we do it.
That's your dimple maker?
Yes, that's a dimple maker. So we essentially had this milled, and we sandwich the skin in once we get it rolled.
Wow.
Whack it with a hammer?
Press it.
That's right.
Oh,
it gets hammered in, and that's it. That's the magic.
Well, I'll tell you, they're breathtaking. And like I said, my friend out at the airport, when he sent this to me, it kind of created a little bit of a buzz. And then that's how we ended up chasing you down. I'll tell you, they are stunning looking examples of a K5 Blazer on a 2020 Tahoe.
But, one thing that I wanted, because our listeners and our viewers would want to know, so how much does this cost? And I'll be honest with you.
I was afraid to ask.
When I saw the price for the conversion, I was shocked, not because of how high it was, but because of how cheap it was,
I thought so too.
based on what we just saw with all of the work that you put into this.
Yeah, our conversion is $69,950. It's basically a $70,000 conversion, and that, like I said, it is a lot. But when you look at when you actually know what goes into it, it's a lot of work.
Well,
it's a good value. I don't think it's high. I think there's a good value for the end,
particularly
product.
Like you said, comparing it to what else is out there in that size and caliber from Range Rover and whoever else that anybody can have.
New school, you got new technology with old school styling.
Yeah. Exactly.
It is absolutely brilliant what you've done and what you've put together here. And it takes a lot to impress me over the years, as long as I've been
as long as he's been around.
And I have to tell you that, who would have thought about mixing the carbon fiber tailgate with hand dollied door skins?
Exactly.
And to be able to think through making an old school grill fit on a late model vehicle, that takes somebody that's pretty brilliant in my mind.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a group effort here. Our guys are phenomenal, and I can't say enough about them. They've been great working with us. There's been some challenging times when we didn't think we could figure out a solution for a problem, but like I said, my partner Jamie, he's one that's he's adamant that we're not going to cut a corner. We're going to do it right, or we're not going to do it, and that's essentially what it boils down to. And there's not a lot of money to be made in each of these, but one of the things that we found, and it's actually been really nice, is that how many relationships we've built because of this project that we've been able to do, and we love it. It's a passion project for us, and we've got lots of new, very just as groundbreaking as this in the works that we're not ready to share yet. But
when you are, give us a call.
Absolutely.
Yeah, when you are, give us a call. We'd love to share it with the world through this medium.
Absolutely.
Because I'll tell you, your draw of the styling cues of the original K5 are spot on.
Can we be your we want to be your agent? Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, it is a true honor and pleasure to talk to you. When I saw this, I read the bio here that I got about Flat Out Auto. I was thoroughly impressed, and all of us have been looking forward to the interview with you and to see the kind of work that you turn out and how pristine your shop is. I can see Chevrolet coming up with a new department just for you and your vehicles over there.
Well, thank you guys. We really appreciate the opportunity, and I do appreciate you guys reaching out for us. And it's a pleasure. We are car guys. We're not. I don't want to say we're business guys. We're car guys. So we love talking cars, regardless of what it is.
And that's why we had so much fun having you on the show. And it's flatouautos.com. You want one? Get a hold of them.
Yeah, Rob Hester, thanks so much again for joining us. We really appreciate it. Stay in touch with us now. You got something new or different? Give us a call. We'd love to have you on again.
Absolutely, will do.
Thank you. Thanks.
So cool. That is so
awesome.
Cool. Stephen Gregory, thank you very much for finding that out at the airport for me.
I want you to know that I almost said, we want to just kind of be married with you guys up there. Could we somehow?
That's just a little weird, Don.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't say it, because he doesn't know my weirdness, but I didn't mean it in any kind of...
We need a new in-wheel time machine.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Well,
just buy the new Tahoe and then give him $70,000 and wait about
you could buy a used Tahoe because he says they can make this conversion 2015 to 20.
Yeah.
So, but what a beautiful looking truck
I love
that
it.
is.
I love it.
Talk about drawing a crowd. Can you imagine if you drove into Lone Star Throwdown with one of those?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just to drive through
just
the ride around.
Anywhere. Well, anywhere. You have to be car people.
Take it into the
People
dealer.
would have followed you.
Take it into the dealer for an oil change.
Oh, gosh, they'd freak. They'd freak.
Yeah, the whole dealership
Blow
would be
their
out
mind.
around it.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
The dealer principal.
The only thing that I wanted to ask him, can you find me a really cheap ugly, non-conforming bench seat that you can put up in the front.
Oh, that would have been fun.
yeah.
That would have been cool. That would have been
Driving, you got your best girl, you got your
Everything
arm
that he's
around her.
doing, I bet you he can.
Because if you remember the K5, no center console,
No,
bucket seats. There was nothing like that. It was a
No.
bench seat.
And then you had the plastic cover like a grandma,
Yeah, and if you sat on it on a hot day, it left waffle iron marks on your legs.
And if you were really good, you'd take it to the upholstery shop and have them put that plastic cover over the top of the plastic. Remember that?
Yep.
yeah.
That's what I was talking about, yeah.
Yes. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Well, I guess
That
we
was
need.
cool. I like that.
I did
That
too.
was a great interview.
So let's do a couple of headlines here. Nissan North America recalling 850,000 Sentra sedans over a defect that may prevent the brake lights from illuminating, which could increase the risk of a crash. Okay, model years, 800,000 of them, 2016 to 2019 Sentras. Kia recalling less than 380,000, I don't know how many less, but 380,000 vehicles because of issues with electric circuitry that could lead to
a thermal
thermal
event.
event.
Fire! So you heard Ford is going to have a King Ranch version of the Explorer for 2022.
Well, speaking of Ford, a Ford baby pickup is in the works, and they're going to call it the Maverick.
I saw that.
And it's going to start at below $20,000. It's
Wow.
about time, I've said for the past 10 years,
To bring back a
bring
compact.
back the compact, or what we call now the subcompact.
Yeah,
Because they call the midsize a compact,
Compact.
which it clearly is not.
You heard that General Motors filed for a patent for a floor-mounted foot massager
What?
inside of a vehicle.
Who did that?
General Motors did. I'm like, seriously?
And is that on the driver's side,
No,
back
it's
seat,
on the passenger side. A floor-mounted foot massager. Like we don't have enough technology in the vehicles.
I'll tell you what.
Or distractions?
That vehicle, that Mercedes-Benz that I drove not too long ago, the SUV, it is technology overload.
Yeah, that was the GLE.
It's way AMG GLE 53. It's way too much. I mean, it was overwhelming to me. It was so much. How could a person driving a car, you'd have to spend 30 minutes to set it up with all of the available technology just to go for your ride from here to Brookshire.
Yeah, and if you've got two drivers, do you share the
No,
settings?
No, it doesn't. You got to start all over again and readjust everything. It's not like pushing the seat memorization.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Did you also hear that Chevrolet and GMC have announced that they are going to offer the Super Cruise on the 1500 trucks?
Yes.
I thought that was pretty interesting, as well as they're bringing that Cadillac exclusive technology to some of the other vehicles.
I like it.
All right, time now to take a quick break, and we will be back with more of the In Wheel Time Car Show right after this.
Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's premier cruise-in, and you're invited to join in. Whether you're a cruiser or spectator, Tailpipes and Tacos is the place to enjoy made-to-order breakfast tacos, fresh coffee, and mingle with Houston's fun car people. Mark your calendar for Saturday, March 20th for Tailpipes and Tacos at the Lupi Tortilla Mexican Restaurant in Katy, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Tailpipes and Tacos is free, and everyone is invited. You'll see collector cars, hot rods, customs, magnificent originals, and resto mods, all at one location. Cars from all over Southeast Texas cruise in and show off in a friends and family event at the Lupi Tortilla Mexican Restaurant on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10 in Katy. Drag racer, car enthusiast, and Lupi founder Stan Holt brings you Houston's hottest cruise in, Tailpipes and Tacos, Saturday, March 20th, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. at Lupi's in Katy. The In Wheel Time Car Show will be there too. Get your ride ready, and we'll see you at the Tailpipes and Tacos Saturday morning cruise in, March 20th, 8 to 11 a.m. at Lupi's in Katy, weather permitting. Is your business or company looking to stand out in a crowded advertising market? Looking to reach the real auto enthusiast? Well, you found it. You're listening or watching In Wheel Time, and so are your fellow enthusiasts. The In Wheel Time Car Show now reaches 500,000, and we can put together a marketing plan that will engage them in your product, business, or service. To get the tires rolling, just shoot us an email to our marketing director, Jeff Zekin. His address is jeff at nwheeltime.com. If you're in charge of your company's small, medium, or large business anywhere in the U.S., let the On Hold Company help you retain customers and promote your business on your telephone system. Promote special sales or company info when placed on hold. The On Hold Company provides custom on-hold messages with professional male or female voices, licensed background music with no long-term contract, no monthly recurring bill, and updates your messages as needed. Call the On Hold Company at 713-223-HOLD or go to onhold.net. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.